Hey guys, it's Hero here, and I'm here to talk about a really, deep and thoughtful talk. I'm gonna probably call these like this is a series. It's gonna be called Thoughtful Talks, not Thoughtful Thursdays, because I don't think I'm gonna do it every Thursday. I'm gonna do it like on random ass days as usual. You know how I am. Just upload whatever. But yeah, with this series, I hope to approach different perspectives on controversial topics and to look at them from the perspective of the other people and their perspective I would look at. I don't know. I just like arguing about these types of things. So yeah, I hope you can kind of like bear with whatever I'm trying to say. So yeah, today I chose to talk about um does the way a person die portray their appearance and abilities in a different way. So what I mean by this is sometimes people die to make a statement or to make a message of some sort, and some people die and their actions and their abilities and just everything about them gets famously known, and some of them just wash away if they didn't do anything like substantially world changing, so like over time if people die you come to revere them more, such as in the case of Albert Einstein or George Washington, who both did pretty good things during their lifetime. And so over time, we see we see their accomplishments as an effect on our society today. So I guess you could say that, but does it matter the way they died? George Washington just died, and I believe Einstein didn't die in any like substantial way. But then take Lincoln, who died by gunshot, would but he also did good things during his lifetime, abolition, being an abolitionist and Emancipation Proclamation and all that. He freed the slaves in the North in an attempt to make a message in the South, or he freed the slaves in the South to make a message to the North. And the way he died, he was assassinated in the theater. Does that assassination correlate to his greatness as a president and make him even more of a hero? Let's also take JFK, another very controversial type of man who's had, his dealings with beautiful women, Marilyn Monroe, and some other people. But he also did good with the nation. He was the youngest president as well, and he died in a very sad way as well. Assassination. And it was 100 years after Lincoln too. Just you should look that up with the um, Lincoln and JFK's conspiracy theory. But it's interesting that I don't I don't I don't want to see, this makes me uncomfortable to say because he's dead and he died in in such a sad way. But I don't think JFK did as much as Lincoln or the others did. But he did exist in a time where you know another extremely tough war could have happened. So maybe he did prevent that, but I'm not sure. I don't know. I wasn't living in that time period. And that's the thing with people. They idolize those that didn't live during their time period. So do we really know like the magnitude of their greatness in that case? In today's generation, we have music idols. We have Kendrick Lamar, J. Cole, and some others we look up to. Would their deaths be significant? Take for instance Tupac, Biggie, Big L, all those guys. Their deaths were pretty brutal, gang attacks and all that. Do we idolize them because of that? Do other people idolize them because of that? Are they hit? Were their rap abilities and the messages they brought to their music really that good, or is it their deaths that you know brought them upon this pedestal? If Kendrick Lamar was to die, in like recent days, like let's say tomorrow, would he be idolized and would his ability not be portrayed or be portrayed in an exaggerated way? Because To Pimp a Butterfly is a very it's a very message driven album. There's so many things on there that challenges today's society. And if he did die today, would he be revered as a Tupac, as a Biggie, as all the old school hip hop kings, I guess you could say? It's really hard to say. Like, because he's an artist. And, artists do get revered, like Picasso and some other artists that aren't as famous, I'm pretty sure, that are famous in the artist community. And music is an art as well, if I wasn't explaining that broadly, But yeah, it really makes you think that, the way you die could uh, effectively exaggerate your portrayal of your abilities and your skill. Because, the way you die is really bad. And so people have more of a pity for you, and because we're human, we feel that way. But should we take the time to idolize over every little single thing you did? I mean, look at Amanda Todd. I mean, she's a very controversial person in herself. I mean, it's really hard for some people to take sides on that, and I agree to that. I mean, on one hand, the guy did tempt her to suicide and drink bleach and all that, but then again, she did, portray herself in a rather immoral way. She basically, she had herself naked to a guy that she didn't even know. So, with her killing herself, was she trying to make a statement to everybody to pity her for those 2 weeks that we did, and then simply forget about her? I mean, it's ironic that I'm even mentioning it now. If it just came to my head, and she didn't really do anything for society, sadly. I mean, she didn't have a chance to. I mean, she didn't live her full life, unfortunately. So it kind of really did suck that she did that. When she could have tried to get over this, and make society a better place. But yeah, I hope you like this kind of talk, I guess, about death and how it affects a person's abilities, or it portrays a person's abilities, but not in actuality, maybe in an exaggerated way. But yeah, I have many more topics for this type of talking, and I'll talk about any controversial topics. Just be very creative. I have some really creative talks like this one. I'm pretty sure you haven't heard something like this before. But yeah, if you have any ideas of what I could talk about or argue about, put them in the comment section, and then yeah, man. I hope you guys enjoyed the commentary and the gameplay. The gameplay's nothing to brag about. It's just some crappy gameplay, but have a great day.
Yeah, retarded.
Securing B. Bravo secure. That's how it's done. RTB for debrief.
Oh shit. I did pretty